All right, folks, we'll head back to court in just a moment, but first let's bring back in trial attorney Michael Jaafar to discuss. Michael, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty here, what this judge has to consider. I kind of got a sense of how you feel about this whole thing the last time we spoke to you, but the state basically must present clear and convincing evidence that the defendant, or Morgan Geyser, poses a substantial risk of harm to herself, others, or property. I agree. These things are red flags that should be considered, but I'm not sure it rises to that level such that she's a substantial risk to others. I'm not sure this shows that, or the case that I'm seeing put on shows that.
Which is why the judge initially decided in January to conditionally release her. But my point on this case is, and the challenge of these cases is, she's always a risk to reoffend. I don't think anything can happen when you do something like this at the age of 12. I understand we have the internet. I understand, but when you do that at the age of 12, you're always a risk to reoffend. There's nothing that the system can do. Listen, mental health professionals can help acclimate a person and educate them and understand them. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be tough. There's just dangerous people that walk this earth. There's people who have never done this and then they do it, and they're always a risk to reoffend. So at the end of the day, yeah, does it rise to the level of substantial risk? I mean, the books that she was reading and the stuff that she has a very impressionable mind, to the point where she would murder somebody because of what she saw in a book. How is a person like that ever? It's like you can't go into a shop and just pick a new brain off a shelf. That's the brain that you have for the rest of your life. It's a very complicated thing. I just think the judges, this is a tough decision. I would not, this is why I don't want to be a judge, Michael, because of decisions like this. This sucks.
Well, I have a judge sitting right next to me, but at the end of the day, you know, when you think about what's going on here, she's been incarcerated since she's 13. Mm-hmm. So I would posit that at 22, she's a much more immature 22-year-old than someone who might have been walking around free.
And it all depends on what they've provided as services. Mm-hmm. But I will say, as a judge, I wouldn't want to hear things that would have been known when I issued the conditional release. I would want to know the now, the understanding of that, and I would have to rely on the evidence presented. So I'm hopeful they present a lot of evidence to support this petition if that's what they're really asking. On that note, stand by, Michael.